So we had dinner at Ubiquitous Chip last night. We're checking out of the Dakota on our way up into the Highlands. Well, hello friends, we're getting ready to check out of the Dakota Glasgow. We're ending our time in Glasgow. We had one full day here. Hotel was very nice, and we're going to rent a car, drive on the wrong side of the road, which will be a fun experience, and head up towards Stirling to see the castle, to see Deanston Distillery. This is Carnes' favorite beverage, and we're going to check ourselves into the Cromwell's House Hotel, which I believe Andy Murray owns. He and his family own that hotel.
We took an Uber from the Dakota to Enterprise Rent-A-Car, where we were introduced to a blue BMW X1. This little SUV would be our transportation for our trip around Scotland. The first order of business was gas, so we found a Tesco Extra, filled up with gas, and then went in for a look around. I'm always amazed at the different things offered in a grocery store in another country. We were told by our daughter-in-law to look for some spicy noodles, and after looking all around the store and finding all kinds of unique items, we never located those noodles. But it sure was fun seeing all the different items. I wish that I could have bought one of each and tried them all.
Please tap or insert your payment card. Payment accepted. Thanks for shopping at Tesco.
And just like that, we were on the road headed to Stirling Castle. After finding a place to park, we started our castle adventure. Stirling Castle sits where the lowlands and the highlands of Scotland meet. It has played host to some of the biggest battles in Scottish history. Stirling was the seat of the kings and queens of Scotland, including Robert the Bruce and Mary Queen of Scots. In the 18th century, the British took over Stirling Castle by defeating the Jacobites. To this day, the castle flies the Union Jack, the symbol of the United Kingdom.
Welcome to Stirling Castle.
Yeah, Scotland.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. Are you having fun?
It's a beautiful place.
It is, and it's cool.
Yes, it's very nice.
Like in
60s.
It's like cool and the temperature's cool. Both cool every way.
Isn't it beautiful?
It is beautiful. I keep saying that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Never ending beautiful.
The castle is a showpiece for Scotland with its beautifully restored buildings and magical gardens.
It was called the King's Gold. It's just a yellow plaster, but that's what they called it.
This area is called the Lion's Den because King James evidently kept the lion down here. Roar.
In the palace apartments, there were people dressed in period clothing telling about each room. The tapestries throughout the royal apartments are recreations that took 13 years to make and cost $3 million. The ceiling features replicas of the famous Stirling heads. They were carved from oak in the 16th century. They are considered to be one of Scotland's treasures. You can also see the original heads in a gallery located in the castle. This castle was absolutely beautiful.
So Mary Queen of Scots was crowned queen here at Stirling Castle as an infant.
We even got a chance to visit the royal kitchen.
I think it's blueberry pie. It's blueberry pie.
Blueberry pie. This is a pretty cool castle.
The Great Hall was created by James IV in 1503. It is said to be the largest of its kind in all of Scotland, and it is where the thrones of the kings and queens of Scotland are located. Another main feature of the castle is the Chapel Royale. It was built in just 7 months by James VI, who wanted a place to baptize his son, Prince Henry. The gardens and the grounds surrounding the castle are absolutely beautiful.
The sheep.
This is the view atop the wall looking west out of Stirling Castle. Somewhere over that way is America, eventually.
The views from the castle walls were amazing. You can see for miles, and I see why this was the perfect spot for a castle to be built.
So Mrs. Carnes thinks it would be cool to be buried
I was trying to get to you.
in a, I just want to show them, let them look at the cemetery. She thought it would be cool to be buried in a cemetery like this, especially if you get in a little cool glass portico up there. So we're now taking donations for a burial plot here. If anyone
Next to
wants
Stirling Castle
contribute
in
instead of
Scotland.
instead of buying me a beer.
No,
like-
later our children can deal with this. Tell them this is where we
This is
want
where
to
we
be
want to be buried.
buried. We'll just have them do it. They
Instead
don't
of-
need to GoFundMe.
Instead of buying me a beer like SV Delos, buy us a burial plot, Mrs. Carnes and me.
Too funny. That's
See-
what
see
old
below-
people do.
See the link below to contribute.
Fun fact, Stirling is also home to the beheading stone.
It's the Royal Mail.
While walking back to the car, we passed a bagpipe making shop, and I wanted to go in.
Gosh.
That, and then you play. That's quite a flat sounding one.
Yeah.
Interesting. So do they learn this in school here?
They
The
do,
kids?
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting. So it's kind of got an oboe reed in it, a double reed.
You learn
Okay.
from that little book there. That's a good present for people that have got
Okay.
for kids back home.
Yeah.
And you get the book and the practice journal. You get these ones at the back. See that one?
So when you get finished with this, then you get the rest of it. Is that what you do?
learn to play the, you know,
Or is this just a
Yeah,
practice?
Well, any new tune that you're going to learn to play for the rest of your piping career, you learn on a practice chanter. You don't learn on the tune on the full set of pipes.
Okay.
Probably the most collection of old ones in the world, eh?
Really?
300 up there.
Oh, wow. That is
First branch.
awesome. Oh, yeah.
British Legion.
So my maiden name is Cameron. That's why we've come
Oh, really?
to, yeah,
Okay.
trace down that Cameron lineage.
Have you
That
owned this
knows-
business?
Yeah.
Eh?
How long have you owned this business? How long have y'all been open here?
I've only been in this shop since 2008,
Okay.
for only 14 years, but I've been making pipes since 1997.
Wow. Very cool.
See that kilt there? It's a second-hand one, but that's a rare quilt, and that's Cameron of Heracht.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what the Cameron Highlanders. You heard of the regiment of the Cameron Highlanders?
Yes, we have.
Aye, that's an original old kilt, and it's of Heracht. It's called, and that's well, it's not a brand new one anymore.
Right.
It's a bit older, but
we were driving down the road and we saw all these signs that said Smitty. Smitty, S-M-I-T-T-Y.
Clint, you're closer. Okay, sorry.
And I thought, I'm intrigued with all the signs. What's Smitty? So we're going to go into Smitty's and find out what Smitty's is all about. If I can find a parking place in Smitty. Everything appears to be full at
Smitty's World here. There's some parking, I saw it.
Smitty apparently is a popular place.
And these are really pretty. Hydrangea. You can get your softwood for $6.50 or your hardwood for $7.
The Blair Drummond Smitty Farm Shop, Butchery, and Cafe celebrate local seasonal produce and have a fantastic range of meats, groceries, and prepared meals.
I don't know what wine gums are, but I'm tempted to get some to see. Looks like they've got their own brand of candy and nuts. And chocolates. They also have a sit-down restaurant in the back, along with a full meat counter and deli.
It is a bright and airy store with many fresh and many interesting products. There are daily specials with many home-baked items.
She's so cute.
So we bought ourselves a hot sausage roll at Smitty's. They had some pasties in there, but they don't have a way to heat them up, so this was the only thing that was hot. We were gonna try a little snack here before we go taste some scotch. Have a little sausage roll. This looked interesting. It's a Empire biscuit. We're gonna try that in a minute. And then I just couldn't help it. I'm not sure if these taste like wine, but they're called wine gum, so let's see. This is a sausage roll. Well, it's pretty good. It's not great. The pastry is the star of this. It's just very flaky. Alex on Travel Beans talks about how English sausage is so good. I think American sausage is better than this. I'm curious what Mrs. Carnes thinks. I'll let her take a bite. It's
Not a fan.
not a fan.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, maybe a pasty would be better. Okay, this may be better. I'm hoping this is better.
Shortbread with jam in the middle, like strawberry jam. Looks like a white icing and a cherry on top.
It's good. It has a good flavor. It's a little dense. It's a little thick. The frosting on top is really good. It's a bit dense is the word I think of dry. It's a little thick when you eat it. A bite? Can I feed you a bite? All right, here we go. These may be the worst thing I've ever eaten or the best thing I've ever eaten. I'm a little afraid.
They smell like vinegar.
They're very thick gummies. It tastes like gummies. This one says gin. Maybe it tastes like gin.
Well, there you go. Those are good? You like them?
They're not the worst thing I've ever eaten. Interesting.
Be sure to tune in next week when we visit Deanston Distillery, my favorite. Thanks for watching. And please subscribe and like, and tell all your friends to subscribe and like. See you next week.